Time now 5:37. Miss Kelsey Sobey is back also.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to be back, except my ears are still plugged from the airplane.
Ah, yes, that happens.
It's the worst. Anyway, but nice to not come back to snow, but coming back to some rain, and that it might impact your drive this morning. Here's a look at Highway 52 at Butler Avenue. Between here and Concord Street, we had some lane restrictions overnight. Those have not quite lifted yet, so we are still seeing some slowing in this area, so be prepared. This is that route northbound on Highway 52 as you try and reach the St. Paul area. That's where you might see some slowing at this hour. 5:38, pretty unusual to already have some congestion, but those construction zones will do it. Speaking of those, we have another one up in the northeast we've been watching now for a few weeks, and things haven't changed much, although it seems drivers have adjusted a little bit their drive times. Southbound traffic 35 between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, still seeing some slowing at this early hour. We're down to just one lane of traffic. That's just going to happen when you have one lane on an interstate, and unfortunately add that rain to it, and we are seeing go into play today. Snelling Avenue north and 94, we're going to have some lane restrictions there as well. We've had some work being done there previous, so that area won't be a new construction zone, but it could be a little slow going. They're working on that light rail construction. All right, let's talk a little bit more about our weather now at 5:39. Morning, everyone. Well, that rain providing a little spring cleaning for our roadways, but not slowing us down, it seems, so far out there. And thankfully, we're not going to have a lot of rain throughout the morning commute. So we're hoping the moisture will just be something to splash through and nothing to slow you down. Some actual spring cleaning done at the Lowry Hill Tunnel overnight last night. If you ran into some lane restrictions or saw some congestion surrounding that, that is why. Those restrictions have been lifted. So now we see traffic going in and out of that Lowry Hill Tunnel here on 994 in Minneapolis, flowing along almost at the posted speed at this hour. Some slowing here as you enter that tunnel. That's natural. We do see that on a typical basis. This is 35W though, 33rd Street. We did have a report of a stalled vehicle in the northbound side as you enter the Minneapolis area, but doesn't seem to be slowing anyone down at this early hour. We're seeing some nice traffic flow and a splash here or there, maybe using your wipers if you go through one of those puddles. Up in the Northeast Metro, that Interstate 35E between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, continuing to see slowdowns starting early because we're down to just one lane of traffic. This isn't anything new, and we've seen some good adjustments from drivers. This looks like people staggering some drive times or maybe finding some alternate routes. But this is still pretty brutal up there. You know better in most areas unless you enter one of those construction zones, and one of those kicking in today too is on Snelling Avenue north of 94. We're going to be seeing some lane restrictions there that could slow you down due to that light rail construction. All right, 5:51. That is it from the world of traffic for now. So Jason, Don, back over to you guys.
Thank you, Kelsey. Kelsey, welcome back.
Hi, Keith. Thank you very much. I found some of that cloud cover in my traffic cameras as well, seeing a little bit of the breaking in it, as Keith was just referring to. So hopefully we will start to see a little bit of daylight now creeping down our roadways. You are seeing the moisture out on the streets, but it sounds like we're not going to have any amount of consistent rain anywhere where we're going to see any widespread slowdowns that are weather related. So I think you're safe to head out the door maybe a couple minutes early, but unless you're heading into a construction zone right now, really no delays. This is one of those construction zones. This is the interstate up in the Northeast Metro. If you're traveling between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, you're probably getting pretty used to this. In fact, the southbound pace right now not looking too shabby considering we're down to just one lane of traffic on a major interstate. So far we're looking all right. I'll continue to monitor that for you throughout the morning. Here's a look at I-94 near that Lowry Hill Tunnel. We had some spring cleaning going on the last 2 nights. Those restrictions, if you ran into them overnight, have been lifted, so not impacting you morning commuters. And we're back, of course. I'll be standing by to let you know if we have any other stopping points. But right now, it's really just that construction and a little bit of weather. Guys?
All right, our tan, Kelsey.
Nice tan.
For the first time in a long time.
How about that? You'll lose it soon, don't worry.
I know. Good morning, everyone. It is a bit of a wet Wednesday out there, but what we're seeing is that for the most part, unless you're entering a construction zone, traffic's flowing along despite the weather conditions, and keeps them telling us we're not expecting any more consistent rain, at least widespread across the Twin Cities, so I don't think you have to leave too early this morning. So what are we looking at here on Highway 52 as you approach St. Paul? I'm sorry to say you'll be dealing with some delays here. We had some lane restrictions overnight between Butler Avenue and Concord, and what happened is the lane restrictions last a little bit farther into the morning than we thought. There's lifting some of that right now, so as a result we do have crews out there at work, and that's really slowing things down. So this time I definitely would allow a few extra minutes if you use Highway 52 northbound into the St. Paul area. Up in the Northeast Metro, where we often have some added congestion due to that construction on 35E, we are looking at slow-moving traffic on the Interstate 35E, but 35W, which has been an alternate for some of you, the southbound traffic flow actually not doing too bad. We do see a little bit of a jam up starting here at Highway 10. Things will continue to slow here, especially as we get closer to 7 o'clock, but right now this may be a better option for you than I-94. That may slow you down, especially as you're traveling around the St. Paul area. Something to think about there. In the Northwest Metro 94 eastbound traffic, that flow still looking good as you head into Maple Grove to the northeast. Again, I mentioned 35E looking pretty brutal in that single file traffic zone between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake. Southern suburbs still just waking up. We'll get a good look at that coming up in about 10 minutes. We're taking it at 36 near Rice Street, where first was on the scene removing a loose tire that was laying out there causing a little congestion. Sounds like the ramp was actually closed for a short time, but we were just watching that vehicle pull away, so I'm hoping that means that situation has been cleared away and that's not something you actually have to stretch. Between Concord Street and Butler, we had some overnight restrictions. We were down to just one lane of traffic. What happened is we didn't get those restrictions lifted as early this morning as we would have liked, so we did see some slowing. It looks like just over the last 15 minutes we've moved a lot of those cones to the sides. We're getting back to normal here. Hopefully for many of you, you won't see any added congestion, but just some fair. That on Snelling Avenue, we're reduced to one lane on Snelling, so that could be some slow moments for those of you traveling in that region. In the Northwest Metro, we're looking pretty good, but get over to the northeast. Let's jump back there. In 35E, we still have that single file traffic between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, slowing people down, also slowing things on 35W southbound. And looking to the south, not too bad quite yet. It'll get a little slower down here as we get closer to the 7 o'clock hour. But right now, let's get back over to Tom and Alex.
Thank you, Kelsey. 6-1.
We're waking up to a wet Wednesday, as Keith's talking about, but out on our roads, despite seeing some moisture here and there, doesn't seem to be causing too many slowdowns. Although when you do enter a work zone, keep in mind sometimes water can gather in some unexpected places, either in a divot maybe where some construction equipment has been sitting, or just in some of the areas where the orange cones and all that is resting. Here's a look at 694 up in the Northeast Metro. You see some of those wet roadways here looking a little shiny on those ramps. Westbound traffic a little bit heavy as you approach that Highway 10 interchange project. To 169, we have some heavy traffic starting at Highway 610, continuing on all the way southbound into New Hope. No crashes or stalled vehicles, just some heavy traffic. Not a whole lot of explainers, just know you need a little bit of extra time. 94 at Elm Creek, heading eastbound, heading into the Maple Grove area. This is where we have our one crash being worked on at this hour. Pulled over to the side here, but you do see some slowing as you pass by there. So to just one lane of traffic, both in the north and southbound directions. That could slow your travel in the St. Paul area. In the Northwest Metro, check it out. We are seeing some oranges and reds. Very bright color here, 35E and 35W, due to that construction zone here between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, so prepare for delays there. And a glance at our southern suburbs, still seeing some green, but we're in the 7 o'clock hour, which is the heart of rush hour, so definitely some slowing out there. Tom, Alex, back over to you guys.
But at least we've got some green.
Yes,
we'll work with it.
Here and there.
All right, thanks.
Welcome back to the Fox 9 Morning News. Hi, everyone. I'm Kelsey Sobey. You're waking up to a wet Wednesday, but the moisture out on our roadways are not slowing down our morning drivers. That's the good news. We're checking out here in the crosstown of Penn Avenue in both directions. We're seeing some heavy traffic as it's 7:24. We are in the heart of rush hour, so this is to be expected. No crashes in this area. We do have a few crashes out there, though, that are being worked on at this hour. One of those is up in the Northwest Metro. If you're using I-94 this morning, traveling eastbound, you may find that things are a little bit slow going for you. This crash here pulled over the side of the road, but still slowing people as they pass by. Add about 10 minutes to your drive time as you're approaching Maple Grove from the Rogers area. Speaking of Rogers, Snelling Avenue will be down to just one lane of traffic, so that'll be slowing some of that travel in the St. Paul area. In the northeast, not only do we have that crash at Lexington, but we have a lot of people using 35W southbound as their alternate to the 35E construction zone, so some slowing here. The Northwest Metro, I mentioned that Rogers area, some bright colors here indicating speeds of about 15 to 20 miles per hour. The crash a little farther to the east of there. A look at your southern metro, some hot spots in this region as well in the heart of rush hour. That is to be expected. I'll have another update coming up in about 15 minutes, but right now, let's get to everyone. We're finding some of those raindrops you were talking about on our traffic cameras, but it doesn't look like it's the moisture really out there that's slowing people down. All you will find some wet roads on this Wednesday morning. Here at 494 Hardman Avenue, some slow moving traffic in the westbound direction, and of course the drip drop here and there. You may need those windshield wipers, but again, no major delays that seem to be weather related. A few spots out there that are slow because of a few crashes. One of those is here, I-94 at Elm Creek. It looks like the crash that was pulled over the shoulder here has now been pulled away. A little slowing still remaining. Backed up to Brockton Lane. A few other spots, corridor between St. Paul, Minneapolis, some slow moments. We are in the heart of rush hour. That makes sense. We also have single file traffic on Snelling north of 94 to the Northeast Metro, 35W southbound slow again because of that crash at Lexington Avenue. Also that bottleneck effect at Highway 10, and then people trying to use that as an alternate route to 35E. Looking at your Northwest Metro and to the south, again, there are some areas that are going to slow you down as you head to work, but no major issues out there, and at least the weather not playing too big of a role, at least so far. Guys?
It's good to hear. All right. Thank you, Kelsey.
Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. It's a bit of a wet Wednesday out there, and I didn't anticipate that was really going to slow people down because we don't have any consistent rain coming down, but we definitely have some heavy congestion and a lot of it kind of unexplainable. This is 35W Burnsville Parkway northbound traffic right now between the Burnsville split and 494. We're looking at a 30-minute drive time, and there are no crashes reported in this area. Going to a few other spots out there. Let's look at Highway 100. Southbound traffic slowing as you pass by a crash here on near 42nd Avenue. Very slow going at this hour, though. This is maybe even a better alternative to 169 because 169 has been so slow all morning, and that's a little bit of a finicky highway. When the weather changes up a little bit, some people just slow way down, and that is the way it tends. Not supposed to be there, but anyway, it is. So a little slow going on westbound 610, 169. A lot of bright colors out on our map today, not just the green. We wish we were seeing that. Includes between the two downtowns. Westbound traffic slow going. This yellow indicator showing we are reduced to just one lane of traffic on Snelling Avenue. That's light rail construction there, and that's just north of 94. 35W and 35E. This is where we have that single file traffic zone between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, and a lot of you choosing to use this as your alternate. Not helping is the fact that we have a crash at Lexington Avenue. A quick glance to a few other areas out on our maps. You can check out where you're coming from, but really overall, allow a few extra minutes today because there are several slow spots out there. All right, 7:56. We're taking a quick break.
The tan. Kelsey Sobey is back.
Yeah, you
from
are sporting a nice tan.
Yes, thanks. The last 0.2 seconds, but I'll enjoy it.
Little Cabo Wabo.
I felt, yes,
Very
little
nice.
Cabo action. I feel very blessed. I got
beach
some time
action.
on the beach.
There you go.
And I was telling you guys earlier, I brought activities, cards,
Books to
pretty
read.
veg. I'm the kind of person that just needs stuff to do all the time. I touch nothing.
You know what? I like that, Kelsey. You were
That's
able
all
to
right.
just to let it go
Just
and just
R&R.
It
veg.
was easier than I thought.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a live. We're pulled off to the side here, not slowing people down as much as it was right away, and we had some emergency vehicles responding to that. Let's concentrated more toward the downtown areas at this hour, but even some on the outskirts, we're seeing some slowdowns. A little yellow indicator here is telling us that on Snelling Avenue, north of 94, we're down to just one lane of traffic in both the northbound and southbound directions, so that'll slow some of your travel through the St. Paul area. Looking to the northeast, 35E, that construction zone between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, still slowing people in the southbound direction. We're down to just one lane of traffic. Many of you still using 35W southbound as your alternate, and today, not that great of an option. We did have a crash at Lexington Avenue. And to the northwest, still some slowdowns at 94 eastbound. A crash near Maple Grove has been cleared, but still some slowdowns as a result of that. And plenty of color here in our southern suburbs. Still in the heart of rush hour. I'll have another update in about 20 minutes. But right now, it's 8:09. You know what that means. Time for you. We're checking out our roadways, which are wet this morning, but that doesn't seem to be the main factor slowing people down. Instead, it's the construction and a few crashes. Let's get right to it then. This is 35W at Cliff Road. An accident here, pulled over the shoulder, slowing that northbound traffic, which already was pretty congested between the Burnsville split and 494. So still about a 30-minute drive time between the Burnsville split and 494. To a few other spots out there, here's 35E. Definitely plenty of activity here in the northbound direction of Victoria Street. As you're heading towards St. Paul, expect some delays. We have a few different emergency crews on the scene. No details on exactly what's happening here, but for a moment we also had a fire truck. I think maybe it's still on the scene. It's just moved behind those trees. Not the best view, but you can see those brake lights are on and people are slowing down just a bit. 35W southbound at 96. We're seeing that southbound traffic, which was already slow going, simply because, well, for several reasons. One, a lot of people are using 35W as their alternate to the 35E work zone. Also, we had a crash at Lexington Avenue. And now, of course, this stalled vehicle, the most recent of all the factors slowing people, showing Snelling Avenue, where just north of 94 in both directions we're down to one lane of traffic. It's that light rail construction, so not the first time we've seen the cone zone around there, but today it will be a little bit slower even than you're used to. In the northeast, that construction zone 35E between Forest Lake and White Bear Lake, things easing up there now as we're in the 8 o'clock hour, but still some slow moments. Single file traffic on interstate will do that to you. 35W south, and that's what we showed you in those traffic cameras. Northwest Metro, a crash 610 westbound at 169, not causing any major delays anymore. And a little bit farther south, again, the slowest spots, 35W northbound, where we had that crash at Cliff Road. Things definitely starting to wind down, but we're not quite out of the woods. But that is all from the world of traffic for right now. So let's get back over to Tom.
All right. Thank you, Kelsey. Time now.